Good afternoon. How you doing?
So we got Brother Eric on.
Good,
We're going to go
good.
back
How
to
you doing
all
today?
of this stuff. We're going to bring Brother Eric on, who's running for Congress. Hey, Brother Eric. Hey, Brother Eric. Brother Eric. Hey, Brother Eric. How you doing? Thank you for calling back. We had to get some stuff off our chest today, and so I want to thank you for calling back. And so you've been on. Eric's been on here before. He's been on the show a couple of times. And introduce yourself, Eric, and tell people what you're running for. And then we're going to talk about this national park on the moon.
Oh man. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
those great and wonderful Chicagoland listeners. My name is Eric Williams. I'm running for the office of U.S. Congress here in Dallas, Texas, District 30. I was recently certified for the general election ballot for November 4th, 2014 general election. It is time for change in our community. For far too long, we've had incumbents that feel the seat belongs to them and not the people. And in my community, where I've been born and raised and learned everything I know today, there is a current Congresswoman who's been representing cumulatively my same community for over 41 years. 4 decades, 77 years old. That's too long. That's career politician, and I firmly believe that a large part of our problem that we have in our urban centers today is that the blacks who currently represent these gerrymandered communities have far too long been in office and need to be removed.
Okay.
And so through the blessings of faith and grace, I've been certified to compete against Eddie Bernice Johnson directly, now as an equal independent candidate on the general election ballot for November 4th, 2014.
Oh, okay. Dallas, brother. Good. Yeah, I stayed down in Plano, Texas.
I got
family in Arlington, Texas. Really? Yeah, I was right on Stone. I stayed in Stonegate Apartments. What's that road run through Plano? I can't even think of the name of it, but I'm glad that you know that you're making a move there, brother. You know, and you're probably doing it for the same reason that they're doing it all over the country and trying to bring people in office like you that have integrity.
Yes, well, I think that, if we look back at our history, we've had 400 years of slavery. It was an independent movement that broke us free from those chains. As we celebrate the emancipation of the proclamation of the Texas slavery this month, which we recognize as Juneteenth, we're still bound by chains of economic apartheid through all our communities around the nation and the world. And I think that through legislation that has not been propped up and proposed to help lift our blighted communities out of poverty, and until we get these chains and these ties that bind our hands removed, I firmly believe that our communities are going to continue to suffer under the thumb of poverty and pimping.
Yeah,
all across America.
Yeah, how's it look? How's it looking for you right now?
In what regard?
In terms of support, the folks that are really backing you and the other person that's in there. How do you feel?
Well, I feel great. I mean, the people have spoken. That is the way that I got on the ballot. I strategically maneuvered my position outside of the Democratic and Republican Party and got the people power because dollars don't vote, people do.
People, say it, man.
Dollars don't vote, people do.
So you're not a Democrat or a Republican?
I am an independent. I bring both together.
That's it, man. The people gonna speak.
So, Brother Eric, this incumbent been there 41 years, drafted this legislation to put a national park on the moon, $18 billion. What's that all about?
Well, we have an ideal deficit in our community. I think that our current Congresswoman has lost ideas to bring our community out of blight. And that's why we need new leadership. I think that what she has proposed through H.R. Bill 2617
miles from Texas.
Wow.
Yes, 239,000 miles from Texas. Her Representative Donna Edwards.
Yeah, they trying to get rid of. They trying to get away from the people on the Oak Cliff.
And she won't go 2 minutes and 39 seconds from her office to build a park.
Well, I am a career and international photojournalist by trade.
Yes, sir.
And I know photo ops when I see photo ops. I've been to a lot of photo ops, and a lot of times our current Congresswoman has shown up for photo ops and not opportunities for uplifting our community.
Well put. Well put. Yeah, you won't find nobody from Oak Cliff, brother, going that far.
Well, hey, listen. Dallas ranks 34th in income inequality among the nation's largest metro areas. We are an economic powerhouse, but poverty rates in my community are the 4th highest among major U.S. cities, according to the 2012 U.S. Census. Now it's estimated. Now this is fact. It's estimated 23.6% of all of the residents in my community live below the poverty level. Blacks and Hispanics dominate these statistics. The income gap in Dallas is a manifestation of racial and ethnic differences, and this manifestation is a product of slavery and lack of education.
Well, you brother,
and we need to change
profound.
that.
I mean, you're very profound and very deliberate in what you say. I'm listening to you, and you're not reading from nothing. This is coming straight from your head and the heart, which is real crucial. And the bottom line is, I think they would love to probably get you in office, but they think they're quieting you up, because what you're saying is really need to be a movement in Dallas, and all over Texas, where people can hear that fire coming out of you.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's impossible to create a future in our community by clinging to the past. We got all these major cities, half of them, or more of them, 100,000 youth are idle that need jobs and doing nothing in America.
Yes, sir.
And America is only 5% of the world's total population. But guess what? We make up 25% of the prison population. Where's the justice?
Right. Where's the Action Network? What's the name of that shopping thing?
Where's the justice? There's 2.3 million Americans in prison, and 1 million of those prisoners are black and brown. When we incarcerate minor offenders, we cripple our economy.
You know what? You know what? I'm just shocked that no Action Network have. Please.
No, check this out. Action Network now opening up. You know, he took down the song "Freddie's Dead." Now he's opening up with the 20-minute conversation Tupac had with Monster Cody, and he's saying Tupac. He keep playing it. Tupac. Al Sharpton said he gonna tell the police to stand down. Al Sharpton said he gonna tell the police to stand down. What Tupac didn't know that Sharpton was wearing a wire and probably went and told the police that Tupac called him. And so he's playing that little excerpt from Tupac's conversation with Monster Cody that was released. It was 20 years ago, and now Sharpton is playing Tupac saying Al Sharpton said he told the police to stand down. Now, how could Al Sharpton tell the police to stand down in New York? How was he gonna do that? And so what Tupac didn't know was that Sharpton and Ice Cube and Ice-T and all those guys that said they were with him, they were never with Tupac. So go ahead, brother Eric.
Well, I mean that's something. I mean, because when we start talking about all these different organizations and everything, even with our Promise Keepers that President Obama has initiated, Brothers Keepers. I mean, we got to look at the nonprofit organizations that are receiving the money, and they got the bar set so high. A lot of our organizations.
No, you know what, Eric? You have to have a chapter in 45 states in order to apply for the money.
So let's say, for instance, if that was the bar was lower, then it would affect a bigger outcome of people. But unfortunately, the money is still going to go into the same pockets it's been going in.
So we got a chapter. We got. Is there a chapter here?
45 states.
45.
You have to, in order for you to apply for the money, you have to have a chapter in 45 states. NAACP, Urban League, Catholic Charities. All of them have chapters in 45 states. And so So once again, they delegitimize the legitimate people that can help.
Right. That's it.
Well, I'll put it like this. In my community, we need Walmart-style training programs. I'm getting tired of seeing my young men and brothers and sisters suffering all across the nation. I've journeyed to just about every continent on this planet. My passport, you get tired of counting the number of stamps in it to be able to understand what my eyes have been able to see since they've been cleansed by the knowledge of travel. And with this comes the opportunity, having seen the despair, the hopelessness, and the oppression of the African people all over the diaspora. Now, when we break that diaspora down to our communities, we're suffering worse than some of our own African brothers and sisters back in Southern Africa. This is a shame. We come out of apartheid in Africa, changed the Constitution with the release of Nelson Mandela, but yet the Constitution still didn't change over here. We need to change the Constitution to help break this economic apartheid in America.
Nelson Mandela was still on the terrorist list up into 2006, so they didn't care.
Absolutely.
Let me make this announcement right quick, brother. Dr. Umar Johnson is in Chicago today from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 11006 South Michigan. I talked to brother this morning. He was going to try to call in, but he said he had some interviews to do. And so I was trying to get him on this afternoon, but he's going to be at 11006 South Michigan, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. He's trying to purchase a school. And so hopefully, we can talk with him, maybe next week, or I'll give him a call again.
Who's over there at 110? I'm trying to see.
That's 11006 South Michigan.
Who's over there?
It's I don't know what it is, but I think it's some kind of center that somebody rehab. And so it's 11006. He's going to be there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I talked to him this morning. He said he was doing some interviews, and he was going to try to call in today, but I just wanted to remind people that he's going to be there and that we should support him trying to get to school. He wants to do a school for boys.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's good.
Even if we can't get that place, it should be a building in Chicago or somewhere we can get to make this school for boys. Because it just needs to be done.
Schools, trade centers, man.
Exactly.
All these schools that's been shut down, do something.
This is what I was saying. The 50 schools that are closed.
Yeah.
We should put a proposal together on the west and south side of Chicago to say Dr. Umar Johnson wants to do a school for boys, and possibly one for girls, because they had an article the other day, Brother Eric, that said of the last $100 million that was spent in the black community on teenagers, only $1 million went to girls, $99 million went to boys. I mean, so you believe that? I mean, and so
well, poverty is a thief.
Exactly. So we need to sit down with Dr. Johnson and see if we can go to the school board. We got 50 existing buildings here, and
school for trades, performing art, and all that, man. Let's do it.
2 buildings.
Let's do it.
Okay. Queen sister say, better have my money. Better have my money. And so Obadeli said this is at Cam Howard's place.
At Cam Howard.
11006 South Michigan.
Cam Howard.
Thanks, Obadeli.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Brother Eric. I'm sorry. So Brother Eric, I mean, you've traveled all over the world, brother. I mean, you've been a renowned photographer, journalist, all over. So I know you've seen some things, brother, that only you have saw, and that you can. And I'm sure your pictures are everywhere. And so with you running for this office, what do you think? What do you think this sister? First of all, Eric, what are they concerned about putting a park on the moon? Is this something that we don't know about?
Well, I mean, the whole issue for putting the park on the moon is she really wants to recreate Yosemite National Park, whereby it's protected from the Russians, the Chinese, the American flag, the footsteps, the golf balls, the artifacts that are left behind on the moon that neither one of us gonna ever be able to play with. You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So that exists. And then
concise, man, and strong. You coming across these airwaves, it's amazing to me. I would love to meet someone with the fire and the desire that you have for change for those that's been locked out.
Queen Sister.
Well, let me share this with you all. You know, this is a bittersweet conversation I'm having with both of you gentlemen and your listening audience, because on the day that I was certified, prior to the day, I apologize, prior to the day that I was certified by the Secretary of State as an independent candidate for the general election, my father passed on the following day.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
And he was the last one to sign my petition. So, you know, I'm holding strong because I know that I got an angel above now, and I got a secret weapon in my campaign.
Yes,
and that's the Almighty God.
Yes,
and I know that God, through faith, is going to bless me with grace to win this race.
Well, let me share something with you. Stand on the word of God. This is Bishop Thomas. And after you've done all that you can do, stand. And don't be moved. And don't be hook winking and get the devil to come. Don't just stand on the word of God. Because if God said he's with you, who can be against you? Stand on the word of God, trust in God, lean not to your own understanding, but in all you do, continue to keep acknowledging God, and he will direct your path. Because the Bible said, when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bad rule it, the people mourn. So I hear you.
There's a preacher in the house. There's a preacher in the house.
I hear you.
I like that.
I hear you as a righteous man. I hear you as a man of God that has the mantle has failed on you. And pick up the mantle and don't stop for nobody. And continue to keep doing what God has mandated you to do.
And so,
well, the devil tried to whisper in my ear, but God's got the bigger microphone.
Keep doing it. You said one key word. The people will speak this time. The people
gonna speak.
Yeah.
The people, because see the great blessing of running, and just give me this moment if you can, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to educate the listening audience of the strategic move. The great thing of being independent is that it is what it says. You're independent. You're not guided by a gang or group of people. So you're not beholden to anyone. So now I'm going into the general election not beholden to anyone. You understand what I'm saying? But the people. The people have put me there. The dollars that put me there, the people put me there. Through perseverance, preparation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It brought about the possibility.
Yes, sir.
You see, so through all of this strategic move, I'm trying to educate my brothers and sisters. You do not have to vote straight Democratic ticket in my district come November 4th. There is another choice, and it is an independent choice, and we can go back to that independent way. Because see here, the Democratic Party has made us a slave to them.
Yes, right.
The Republican Party has made us a slave to them. They have forgotten about the people in the voting process.
That's right.
They have put all their money and effort in the constituents. Look at Eric Cantor, $7 million spent on his campaign. The gentleman that defeated him spent $163,000 on state dinner. More than, and they said an unknown couldn't be the incumbent. God is the only one that can make that decision. You have to put in the work, and God will make the decision. And that's why independent people must come out this election. If there's independents on the ballot in Chicago, they need to be supported. Because we need to break up this partisanship in Washington and be able to bridge this divide, because if we don't, we're going to all sink. And we don't want to drown. And if we don't come together as a community, we are going to perish as a community, and we need to come together.
Give us a closing statement, brother Eric. We're going to have you on next week, because we're going to keep having you on so we can get this stuff. Give us a closing statement.
Well, I like to say this much, is that, I'm running for Congress to fight for our values, fight for our rights, and fight for my community. I believe that my global experiences, life experiences, professional expertise, my abilities, my skills, even my political philosophy will help me in understanding the issues that uniquely qualify me to be an authentic representative of the people and a position as the best candidate for Congress in 2014. And I thank the Lord and God above.
Thank you, brother Eric. We're going to have you on next week. We'll keep having you on until the election, brother.
Prayers with you, man.
Thank you all, and I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Brother Eric Williams.
Yeah, you know what? Congress. What he was saying, it was 6 in one hand, a half a dozen and the other one.
That's right.
A fox, a wolf, Matt Dillon, Bob Dylan, Satan, or Lucifer.
Yep.
So, and that's what we've been doing. We've been choosing like that.
Fox and the wolf, both members of the Canine family. One sneak up on you, one just come get you.
Yeah.
The purpose of both of them is to eat you. So what difference
That's
does
it. That's it.
So Queen Sister said that. Hold on. She sent me a text saying that we need to look at the STEM, science, technology, but they forget about the arts. And she said Mama D is in federal court tomorrow in room 1903 at 9 a.m. And so I don't know what she's in there for. And she said hard mind and damage, Brown versus Bad, UNHR, crime and pawn, survivor of Jim Crow. And so anyway, so Greg, I just got another email. Well, somebody sent me an email that said that they went to Michelle's office and they had an issue with another issue with I guess somebody doing some illegal drug activity, and they said that Michelle cleaned it up, and so we got a lot of positive emails and texts from. Like Bishop Thomas just had the opportunity of going to talk with her, about an issue that he had, and because he mentioned, that he was my friend. I mean, she right away took care of his issue. And
the next morning, that was that evening. The next morning, she went in and and did what she had to do.
Okay.
So the same person here, the same person that we've been in court fighting with about this situation, the same person that we've been in court fighting with, which is my family member, is dead. But anyway, the same situation, Reverend Smith, she addressed it, the same situation. Now my family member is dead and gone, but he could go to her at any time here.
Okay.
He could go to her at any time, and they get on the phone. They tell us, hey, Mr. Alice is on the phone.